Thank you so much for everyone's tuning in. Recognize that, we're going on the same time as Black Rock Mountain, but we know that some of the loyal few here want to continue to see some of the awesome games that we have coming up on stream, which is Gaara versus RDU. This one is a rivalry set between two players who've competed a lot in DreamHack's past, and we'll see how they're able to bring it today. Both of them are super competitive players. Names like they care so much about winning and consequently losing that I'm expecting that this one has a lot of emotion behind it, even if they can't necessarily communicate that to the stream.
Oh yeah, obviously, and also a very interesting thing is that Gaara is a guy who innovates. Again, like he is building his own decks, he is bringing his own brews. Where RDU is the guy who mostly doesn't deck build that much, but he takes the decks from the net and then he is changing them. So he is streamlining his decks. He's thinking a lot about the setups he's bringing, and he was one of the best players coming into the ban format before, where he was getting all the things like counters what. He was putting an insane volume of games into that. So I'm really excited to see how is he going to cope with the Conquest format that I think favors the deck builders and creativity more. So players like Gaara will have a bigger edge coming into the match.
Absolutely. He's just such a weird deck builder. And I feel like no one really agrees with him much. When you think about players which other people copy their decks from, they actually don't think of Gaara as much. They think more of guys like Strife Crow and Kalento. But Gaara actually innovates a lot. It's a pretty big one. So I think it's going to be really cool to see what he has offered. He's got Shaman, Hunter, and Warrior. That's pretty different classes. It's 3 different classes from RDU. So, 6 classes, it's going to be a really fun time, I think.
That's the beauty of Conquest. But I think our players are ready, so we can jump into the first game right about now.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. Game number 1, Shaman versus Paladin. Pretty normal Paladin list. Pretty normal Shaman list, it looks like. You got Alec here, so nothing too out of the ordinary. And I guess we're going to see Paladin potentially just steamroll Shaman, right? Because Paladin's got so much board tempo early on. Really hard for Shaman to fight back without Lightning Storm, but even then you clog up your mana for the next couple turns. You're going to need a Lava Shock from Black Rock Mountain to help you out here.
Yeah, you certainly will. But then again, Gaara is not a guy that is losing easily. And he knows Shaman. He is known as Gaara best Shaman. Actually, not from Hearthstone. He was playing World of Warcraft before. But he is a great player. And even though RDU is... RDU's start is a bit weird. He has that Aldor Peacekeeper. But is he going for a full aggro there with Aldor? Or is he going to do the up on free? Because versus Shaman, I think... Shaman can exhaust your resources. Shaman can respond to whatever you're doing, and then you're out of cards suddenly. And Shaman is starting to play Azure Drakes and cards that bring them cards. So yeah. I wouldn't count Gaara out yet, especially after the Earthshock.
No,
here.
Absolutely not. I mean, Shaman still can fight. Shaman's one of those decks in the past that was seen as a more inconsistent druid. It could beat anything as long as it fell on the curve, and it was a really good mix of aggression and defensiveness. You had Pharaoh Spirits to be really defensive with Defender of Argus plays and Lightning Storms, and then you had Doomhammers, which could help you burst. And now it's since seen a lot of innovation with the Power Mace with a little bit of mechs here and there, and then you have Neptulon to refill your hand. So I want to see if Gaara has found a way to really make Shaman more viable, because I know it's a class that he's loved a lot. People joke that it's Gaara best Shaman, so it's of course you should play it well. But he's, even though that's his name, he really loves playing Priest and Hunter. Those are his 2 favorite classes. So yeah. If he brings Shaman, it's one of those things where he really thinks it's a good class.
There's also one more background story for RDU, because RDU recently joined Team Nihilum with Life Coach, Thais, and Lothar. So I'm really curious to see how much is he going to improve with those guys on his team. His previous team, MYM, was also very good and had a lot of great guys. But right now, Thais and Life Coach are really on top of Hearthstone pro scene, and they bring a lot of value. So if those guys started testing together and RDU can really step on another level.
Well, looks like the Manatide Totem is not going to really do too much. Just cycles through. You just hope that your opponent has to play a little bit off curve on the on the mana cycle. So it's like he's just going to try and control the state of the board, but this shouldn't really stop him from developing the Azure Drake, should it? Well, I guess now that you have something to fill out the curve with Zombie Chow and other stuff like that, you'd rather just draw it out there.
Yeah, it's fine. Also, like, set up Power Mace so that you can buff Player Shredder next turn. If you choose to, because Fire Elemental on 6 might be also very powerful. And your board is not something that Paladin is going to True Silver. And True Silver being there is stopping Master for Battle. So Gaara is like not giving any good targets for True Silver to kill.
All right, well, it seems like we're going to be in for a pretty long game and grindy. Just because I feel like Paladin's going to ultimately have a final say of like a board clear, but Shaman's going to keep trying to build it up. And he's got like Azure Drake and stuff to refill his hand. Fire Elemental, pretty reasonable. Even if this one goes down, he can make Fire Elemental number 2 with 3 damage from the Power Mace and build a 6/5. And it spawns something else.
It also is a card that can deal with True Silver because you need something else, like a Consecration, to deal with Fire Elemental and a weapon attack. So you're basically taking 4 damage. Well, or just 1. Gaara has double Rock Fighter. If he has a Doomhammer, that might be the burst he needs.
Yeah. Double Rock Biter, it's something. It's not like the Doomhammer that you're worried about. And I think it's really more about the board-centric approach of how you use like this Power Mace and build up like another 6/5 minion with the Pilot Shredder. Other than that, it's like it has good synergies with Harvest Golem and the Annoyatron. RDU looks really stressed, by the way. Is he okay?
Gaara or RDU?
RDU.
Yeah, he is really stressed. I guess he didn't practice versus Shaman that much. Or maybe he's just, he has homework to do. So he needs to finish.
Yeah, or, some bully at school, like, gave him a noogie. Definitely the best response here. Powering up that 6/5. Worth evaluating. I guess you want to kill off the mini bot as well. Or you could just kill off the Silverhand Recruit to try to prevent a big turn 8 swing with Quartermaster with Muster for battle. It's another strong possibility. Yep.
And he can clear with if he uses Rock Biter on the totem. But then there is no reason to clear really. Even if Paladin attacks, if RDU attacks into that, that's actually the question. Like, what do you attack with True Silver?
Well, I guess you would just attack the pilot. You're not in a rush to... Shaman's still losing a lot of their burst potential by not having a Doomhammer in their deck. So I think you're okay with using the Choose over here. So if you Consecrate and then just clean up the rest.
Is there any merit in attacking the Totem with a 2/2, then going with a True Silver into the 6/5, and then using Consecrate?
Yeah, but then you don't kill off the 1/1 that remains from the Fire Elemental. Does the health really matter to you? 6 damage?
I think it might. Also, you can also Iron Beak that with Vital Shredder.
That's a lot to try and deny it. Although it's a really good question. Is there many things that you want to Iron Beak Owl in this matchup?
Sludge Belcher, maybe.
Yeah, not entirely sure.
Not really.
Yeah.
Well, that was a powerful clear anyway.
If they have in a really powerful mech that's been buffed up by the Power Mace, like the Pilot Shredder, I think that's actually one of the prime targets you'd want to silence. It's a really valid point, Nimsh.
Oh, you're basically killing 2 birds with 1 stone. With the Iron Beak Owl.
Whoa!
Bird, not a stone.
You didn't even realize how deep that pun that was until you actually said it. Well played.
Nice. All right, so here for RDU, he's actually getting back to the game really fast with Lothar being super powerful versus Shaman having all those spells. And Gaara will have to get something big. I'm still waiting for the Doomhammer. There is a Harvest Golem that's not bad. But then playing a Sludge Belcher is just playing into that Lothar.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Like this turn's pretty awkward. I guess you could try and see if you can set up that Power Mace would have a really powerful synergy with the Harvest Golem, but Lotheb on the board plus that True Silver will just basically kill off anything that you play.
Well, the good thing about Lotheb is that it is stopping the True Silver. If True Silver attacks into 1/2, you're probably happy about that. But then, is there any merit in like maybe using Hero Power, Harvest Golem, Defender of Argus, and a Hero Power? So you've seen one Consecration already, and it is developing a board for you with 4 minions. Because Sludge Belcher doesn't really do anything here.
Yeah, you're right. Sludge Belcher just gets completely destroyed. Although it does soften it up so that way you could hit it with the weapon next turn. And then if you build up the board so that way you can protect this Harvest Golem, it can be a reasonable force at 4-5 or maybe even more if you want to taunt up it directly as well.
Yeah, it is something. And Power Mace is a powerful card. There is the Sylvanas Hex Bait. All right, Rainforest for RDU. Well, this is basically how you do play this matchup. It's all about like
just grinding it out.
Yeah, War of Attrition kind of. Whoever runs out of answers or minions first.
Well, Shaman will have a really good advantage if it can deal well with both Tyrion and Sylvanas and Dr. Boom. Like that's pretty much the evaluation of it. I really like the Hex here. Just don't jeopardize the board. He already used 2 True Silver charges. In fact, that Harvest Golem might just bully like the entire board after that point. Worth evaluating if you want to get the damage 2 in first. So
yeah, that's a good choice. And then Hex after that.
Yep. You definitely want to Hex Sylvanas for sure, just because this is your last mech. And you're essentially like saying like this board is what I need to win. Dr. Boom draw was pretty big though. Whoa.
Yeah, that's as you said, like if Gaara is able to deal with Sylvanas, Dr. Boom, and Tyrion, he'll be in a good position. But right now, this Dr. Boom it is threatening the board. But how much damage is there from Gaara with double Rockbiter and Crackle? It's a 3/5 from Power Mace. And then there's 5 again. That's 10. That's 6, 16. And Crackle, if Crackle hits for 4, that's it. Oh my god. That's
7 damage. That's lethal.
That was lethal anyway, because he only needed 4. And with the totem, that was a guaranteed 4.
Oh, you're right.
Buffing the Harvest Golem.
Power, yeah. That was definitely enough.
Sick.
Yeah, you forgot about the spell power there. And so Gaara takes game number 1, and ooh, RDU got crushed. That Crackle really didn't matter as much, but it's always like the funnier play when it's like, oh, it rolled for the highest amount.
Yeah, like 7 damage for 2 mana.
Yeah, you got
in
dunked.
your face. Fireball, where are you now? Yeah.
Well, taking a look at the field here, the Shaman won the first game against a matchup that I considered pretty tough. So Gaara comes in with an advantage, and now RDU has to win with, he has to win against Hunter and Warrior. And, there are some pretty decent matchups here. If he lines up Paladin to Warrior, Priest into Hunter, I still think he can do this. Excuse me, do this. But just need to make sure that he doesn't ever get stuck where it's like one deck can be targeted over and over and over. And I'm looking at the Rogue versus Warrior as the hardest matchup for RDU to win.
And also, Hunter versus Paladin is a good matchup for Hunter. So both players, they do have good matchups. Now it's all about how do they match and the mind games. Like, what do you think your opponent is going to play? That's why when I was talking to Striker at some point, he said that there is no reason to really mind game your opponents, and you can randomize your picks.
You said that about Conquest?
Yeah, he said it about Conquest. Like
So he's saying Conquest takes less strategy and skill. Is that what he's saying?
the strategy is to randomize the stuff. Yeah, I
The skill is to play
there
the
is a little
decks.
strategy there.
Yeah. It depends. There's like different tiers of strategies where like you can play decent decks across the field. There's the other ones where you can pick based off the meta game, and there's ones that you can be like targeting specifically one type of deck that you think is going to be around. So if you bring three decks that beat Face Hunter, then you have something that's like all trying to capitalize on killing that one aggressive deck. The challenge is that if they don't bring it, well, you might just lose. So
exactly, it is a risky strategy, but it can work. But I think our players are ready, so we can jump into game number 2.
All right. Well, here we go. Priest versus Hunter. This is definitely one of the better matchups for Priest.
The Priest.
If you have the early Zombie Chow and you have Death Lords, unless they have Hunter's Mark, it's almost impossible for Hunter to win from that point on. Priest runs away with the game too easily, and especially if they have Northshire Cleric drawing cards behind it, they almost guaranteed won't lose. Like, it doesn't matter if they don't have Alkanized Soul Priest and Holy Fire and different ways to clear the board and heal up. And it looks like it is the Chinese version of the deck. He's got Giblin Stalker. This is going to be so hard for Gaara to win. Wait, he's got Flare?
Whoa.
That's actually useful against the Giblin Stalker in a sense.
Yeah, he can actually use it here. Can you tell us more about the Chinese Priest deck though?
Yeah, so it benefits off of delaying your opponent as best as you can. Normally, cards like Deathlord are so scary because of the tempo that you give to your opponent if they drop anything like 5 attack and higher, or 4 attack and higher. But now that you have Light Bombs in the deck, it's like by the time they kill Deathlord, it usually takes a couple of turns. It's like turn 5, and then turn 6, you can Light Bomb, so whatever comes out. Or, if it's a single target and you have Shadow Word Death, you can kill it too. Light Bomb's also surprisingly one of the very few effective cards that can win tempo back from Dr. Boom because it costs less mana. So if you say you're on turn 7, you play whatever, they play Dr. Boom, and you're on turn 8, you can Light Bomb and still like save a minion, or you can use the two remaining mana to develop something else like the Giblin Stalker. So it's a pretty well balanced deck. It's good against control, good against aggro. The one thing that it really sucks against is combo. So like Oil Rogue, this deck I feel like gets dunked on, but I know a few players are like saying it's okay against Oil Rogue.
By the way, that was a very difficult turn 2 for Gaara. He had a couple of options there. Just playing minions, trading into the Zombie Chow was also an option. But the best decision possibly to just steal 5 damage to face. Right now he's going to lose this this Abusive Surgeon easily, but he has that. That's the problem now. Like, do you start trading suddenly, or do you just continue with the face race? One of the ways to win versus Priest overall as a face hunter is just to try to outrun their answers, to kill them before they draw into something specific and before they are able to stabilize.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't actually have to. If it's just a mad scientist, I think you can definitely attack face there. You're still not in a super duper rush.
Oh yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. But you do want to pick some cards now. Like, you do want to get Holy Nova, I guess, as a Priest.
Holy Nova would be excellent. Cabal Shadow Priest is
nice.
Is
for
decent. 5. Yeah. Gonna play Dark Cultist, so.
There's almost always something you can steal in this matchup with Cabal Shadow Priest, and not only that, not only you kill something, you gain something, you also play the 4/5. A very powerful card, and he's going for it instead of just coining out the Stalker.
Yeah, I think it's better to keep your options. I was surprised that he didn't want to put the Giblin Stalker so he can like guarantee get it, because if his opponent has a bow, then this Knife Juggler will live, and he doesn't have a plot follow-up play on the next turn. Kill
Gaara's
command to the
win.
face. That is something fierce. Oh my.
And that's the way to go. Now we hope there is no Sludge Belcher, but there will be Sludge Belcher. Sludge Belcher will be played last turn. So RDU already at 12.
Right, but now he's got Unleash the Hounds. So
An Explosive Trap as well.
the more minions you build, the more damage you build against yourself.
And there is an Arcane Golem. How much damage is there? It's 7 with this.
Yeah. Might need a flare eventually
You
to
might
try to
flare.
draw.
I think you can flare actually. You do flare, you see what you get, and then you possibly unleash, go for face with everything in hero power, put them on 7, and then the next turn you have 3 cards. You have Arcane Golem, you have card from flare, and you have card you top deck, and you can deal 6 from Arcane Golem. You do have Explosive Trap as well, and he will have to attack into the dogs.
Oh, he doesn't have a mana to flare and hero power though. Yeah. That's definitely inconvenient. Whoa, Kazan Mystic.
Oh, that's
Dude,
huge.
that's so
So
big.
huge. Because that deals with the
Wow.
Arcane Golem. Oh my god. But there is a flare. Oh, because flare is for 2. Oh my god. I haven't seen flare since nerf.
It's really funny, man. Now he's gonna put on the race. And in a way, it's like Gaara has to. Oh, but he's got. Yeah, so like, is that just game right there?
Wait, that's 8,
Yeah.
6, 1 mana.
yeah.
All, wait,
No, you flare and then Arcane Golem.
6, 9. Yeah, that's game.
Our dude doesn't even know how to respond. He's like, "What are you doing playing flare?"
Why are you playing flare? Impossible.
Oh, that's so funny, man.
Whoa.
All right, well that's game 2. That's actually hilarious, man.
I guess that's why you play flare, because it always works if they steal your secrets.
Well, I think he was also anticipating Face Hunter being played, so he would win the mirror a lot higher chance that way.
Yeah.
That's,
well, you do
that's highly amusing to me.
But people do play Kazan as well, because everybody plays Hunter almost. Like Hunter is one of the most popular decks in Conquest. People play Phase, they play mid-range as well. So if you play Flare, it's like we've seen Kazan Mystic with in Shaman. We've seen Kazan Mystic in Mage. Oh, you also play against mages. The mages, they do run secrets like Mirror Entities and others. So I think Flare actually has a place in current metagame, and we can see from Gaara using it perfectly to steal the game from RDU. Right now, Gaara just needs to win with his warrior deck, and RDU is yet to win a game.
Yeah, he's gonna have to do it with Rogue, and that's gonna be tough because it's gonna have to hit the warrior eventually. Not exactly sure if he can do that though. That's going to be really intense.
Being RDU, I think you do Q Paladin right now, because Paladin has the best matchup, whatever warrior version this is, and you want to learn everything about this warrior before you approach it with both priest or rogue. Priest is okay versus warrior, but then priest has to take warrior to fatigue, and you would like to know exactly what's in the warrior's deck, I believe, before you go with priest.
All right, so yeah, looks like we're gonna just see whatever it is. I guess Paladin is the best choice. Priest versus Warrior is also suspect, just based off of how like his thought steals and stuff with land. Mind control tech. Wow, Gaara's got like everything prepared for his counters today. Like MCT against Paladin is just like, dude, how do you know? Like it just feels like he's reaching into the sideboard and pulling out the right cards, right?
Yeah. Wow, wait. So mind control tech in warrior, would you ever expect that?
I mean, back when everyone was experimenting with it, maybe, but not generally speaking. Gaara, of course, taking his time because Fiery War Axe is not to be coined out against Zombie Chow. You can definitely take your time. And he gets to bait out the Knife Juggler, which is a free card to pick up there. Ooh, Mustafa battle. Very nice.
You can play MC deck and steal a dude. Dude, such a big play.
Yeah, or you can just develop the Acolyte of Pain and just try to get some cards here.
Possibly kill Zombie Chow to just get even more value there and get the health back. Yeah, the problem with Mind Control Tech versus Paladin is that it is amazing because Paladin is going to have 4 minions at some point of the game.
Oh,
Oh, he actually goes for it. Well, that's not
interesting.
bad. It is a free minion, and you do steal 1/1, and you killed one of the 1/1s.
Yeah, I guess he didn't want his acolyte to be taken by True Silver. So if that was like the less greedy play.
But think about it, like
Yeah.
for 3 mana, you got a 4/4 on your side, and you dealt with 1/1 on the other side. So that's a pretty good trade for a 3 mana still.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to like imagine it. So it's a 4/4 deal 1 damage minion effectively. All right, reasonable. Kel'Thuzad in the warrior deck.
That's
Is there
Gaara.
nothing Gaara won't play to
Yeah.
destroy Paladin? I don't get it.
Gaara played. I don't know if you remember it, but in China, WCA, Gaara played Deathwing in a Paladin deck because apparently it comboed with Tyrion Fordring because you do play Tyrion and then you attack with Tyrion and then you play Deathwing, you kill your own Tyrion and you have Ashbringer and you like finish the game.
Huh.
So, Kel'Thuzad.
That's really funny.
Oh, there's a Quartermaster top deck.
That's pretty much what he wanted.
Oh yeah,
Sludge Belcher was okay too, though. Let's be fair. Like Sludge Belcher, like as much as like RDU top deck, the Sludge Belcher was also a pretty good play.
Yeah, very decent. But then just getting +4/+4 on board and then 2/5 for 5 mana. Well, both players are getting those interesting plays. Taskmaster.
Yeah, so he was waiting for the Acolyte to have development with like things like the Taskmaster, but it's not gonna be working out here if he's gonna be dead soon.
Yeah, like normally you could play Sylvanas in this position, but he's too low on health. Like 14 is just with a possible True Silver. He's staring at 8 points of damage right now. Even though Paladin doesn't have burst, if there's a True Silver champion, that would be a lot of damage. So he has to somehow deal with it. One of the best ways to deal with this board is using Fairy Works, but then again, he's taking damage. What about attacking into the 2/5 with Pilot Shredder, then killing 2/5 with Taskmaster, playing that Fireworks, killing one of the 3/3s, Coin Armor Up.
Coin Armor Up. I don't think you need it. I don't think you need a Coin Armor Up, but I like the play up until the Coin Armor Up. Yeah. I think everything up until then was 10 out of 10 damage.
Well, you have to think about it.
It does, but 8 or 7 damage is still very awkward on 6 mana. Huh. Well,
Shadow Boxer.
that's pretty convenient for RDU to just snipe that immediately. What's
Or
funny
go for
about
face.
Shadowbox? Yeah, no, that's true. Going for face, but you still don't have a clear way that you're gonna win.
Yeah, and also you have to consider the Shield Maiden on 6 giving armor.
Shield Mail and Shield Slam.
That would be amazing for Gaara. If he picks a Shield Maiden now, and he has that coin. Oh, he actually gets it. Whoa.
Snap!
Gaara.
He's just got to figure it out. What's the best play here? Because
Hold on,
alternatively, like if he's saving a coin so we can get out like Kel'Thuzad, but that's like the best scenario that he could have asked for.
What is happening, Fred? What is happening with Temple Storm players today? Are you guys changing diet or something?
You know what? Maybe they realize that they've been doing it wrong. That they've been, like not drawing wild growth on turn 2. That's not how you play Druid.
Oh yeah,
I think they've been working on it for a while, so improving their play across the board. Proud of them. Oh, the shot. Oh, okay. Man, that was like an opportunity where it could have been disastrous if it just went straight into the antique healbot. Would have been so amusing, because you forget about the small heals that things do. Like True Silver Champion, for example, Shadow Box shoots every time it attacks. And I've had instances where like it shoots me or shoots a minion, and it kills it because I wasn't thinking about it.
Oh yeah, and this is not a normal position you end up with. Basically, this card is not often being played in Warrior on Paladin
Wow.
because there's an exclusive priest card.
And now Kale Dazad will be able to revive Sylvanas no matter what. And what is he going to take back? It almost doesn't matter.
Oh, that's that
Yeah.
dude is changing so many hands. It's probably because it's a silver hand recruit.
Yep. Oh man, RDU's in big trouble. He actually can't deal with this.
Yeah, he used Equality Consecration, but he's only going to draw Lothub.
He needs to Sludge Belcher and Acolyte. Oh, he just concedes. And that's it. Gaara 3-0's RDU. We've had a lot of really quick games, but more importantly, we've had some pretty odd decks on this last, well, not even last day. Black Rock Mountain's out, Nimsh. This cast is live, so these guys, they're like trying to give their all here with the last remaining cards here. But I'm really looking forward to see what RDU can do in the upcoming weeks when he finally has a chance to play some Black Rock Mountain.
Oh yeah, certainly. I think, by the way, like whenever somebody says something about Gaara, we can direct them to this match because I think Gaara showed excellence with his deck building skills, like having those weird choices, and also like the matches, like all the games were like Gaara dropping really low, and a situation when it seemed like he's going to lose, and then just taking the game back. Like with Shaman, he was reloaded and double rogue binary who won. With Hunter, it was almost done, but then he flares and he wins. And with Warrior again, like already was so close to winning, and Gaara was able to turn the game around and win, and then steal the last game as well. So a very fantastic match. RDU played really well as well. But then it was a great experience, great Hearthstone.
Yeah, absolutely. So Gaara takes it for now, and we're going to, I guess, we normally do for 4 matches. I guess we'll try to fill out the time slot, but maybe we have time for one more. We'll figure it out as we get ready for a break. So we're gonna take a few guys. When we come back, we're gonna tell you about what's gonna happen here at the Nvidia Hearthstone program. So stay tuned. We'll be back right after this.